friends, continuing to chapter the service marketing. Heterogeneity. Organization providing a services to the customer know that no two services provisions are exactly the same. Whatever the attempts to standardize them in the story in the previous chapters, it was recognized that the serving meals of an aeroplane to different passengers would differ not only in the delivery but also in the evaluation by the different passengers. Similarly, train operations recognize the great differences by the different passengers. Similarly, the train operators recognize the great differences both in the service providers and in the passengers' precisions of a service provided. Between the trains running off a peak and those running in the rush hours, the quality of any services will vary when offered by the different employees. Probably at the different times of the day, customer who cannot distinguish between the physical goods, say television sets of the same production line, will normally be able to distinguish between the services says that provided by the receptionist in the same hotel. Inseparability. Inseparability refers to the notion that in the many services operations, productions and the consumers cannot be separated, that it is a service is to a great extent consumed at the same time as it's produced. For example, although the hair dryers may prepare in an advance to carry out the services, that said, gather the necessary equipments, undergo specialized trainings, and so on. Most of the hairdressing services is produced simultaneously as the customer consumes the services, that it is sits in the chair. This characteristics raises the various marketing problem preliminarily related to the fact that the customer who cannot be controlled totally by the service providers are involved and participate in the production process. This is completely different from the physical goods, where production and the consumption are separated and the customer had no involvement with the production process. This inseparability of a production and the consumption in service mean that the quality is more difficulty to measure and ultimately control. Unlike the car factories whose production is out of a bond to consumers and where the potential quality failures can often be dwelt with out of their sights. The production of many services is in the full spotlight of the customers. Habitability. This refers to the fact that unlike the physical goods, services cannot be stored. Even the containers, which have a relatively short life, can be stored by the retailers for the several days and sold at any point during the time to the consumer. An appointment with a dentist in contract at a given time on a given day cannot be stored and offered again to the customer. If a customer cancels an appointment at the last minute, that particular service opportunity is lost and the dental will have a lost value revenue. The probability of an perishability is frequently component by the fact that the demands of many services is characterized by the distant peaks and troughs. Although trains are overloaded with the customers between 7:30 a.m. and 9:30 p.m. and on almost most weekdays, expensive rolling stocks will lay idle at a midday and the demand for the services. Careful attention is paid to the production scheduling and demanding the forecasting. Pricing and the promotions are used extensively to encourage the customers to utilize services at a time convenient to the service operators. Some management implications and the potential actions resulting from the four characteristics of a services are outlined first here. They will be reinformed in the theory and case studies later. First, The instability of a services is recognized often by the firm, stressing the tangible elements of the services. So the conference organizers will ensure that delegates receives a clear program of an event which copies of an important papers presented. The airline company will aim to provide a good quality food during the journey. Service firms will also try to facilitate the positive words of the mouth. The car mechanic will encourage the satisfied customer to tell the friends of his location, or the travel company will indulge stories of satisfaction customers in the newsletters or the brochures. The heterogeneity of a services is often addressed by the companies through the service design methods, which reduces the variability. In particular, they will try to standardize the parts of the services that are invisible. For example, in the hospital, the outpatient departments are carefully designed and fully understood by the nurses. System for ensuring the patients are seen in an appropriate order will reduce the patient feelings of an unfairness due to their variability in the waiting room management. Also, it is argued that the empowerment of a frontline staff can improve the demonstration of a customers who suffer from the consequence of an unseen variation in the service provisions. Passengers on an delayed trains, for example, may feel better if the rail staffs can provide an information and even offer free drinks without needing the management approval. The implementation of the inseparability characteristics of services is that the customer take part in the production of the services. This has been embarrassed by the some service companions who view the customers as a partial employees. They will pay as much as attention to letting the customers know what to do in order to participate in the service production as they do the employees. Students, for example, are informed as to their expected level of participation in the different formats, lectures, tutorials, seminars. Many services take place in the presence of the other customers, who may also be partially responsible for the production of our services. The management of the customer to the customer interactions that becomes important. For example, the swimming pool staff can institute separate land swimming and a fun swimming areas so that the production needs of both the group of swimmers can be met. Similarly, the designs of the restaurant to include the appropriate smoking and non-smoking areas reduce the likely incompatibilities of a different customers group. Services issues have brought about the perishability characteristics requires the management to have an genetics that allows them to stimulate or reduce the demand or increase the reduced supply. In the travel business, when supply exists demands, they are empty seats on a train, aeroplanes that cannot be stored and resold. Likewise, gaps in the appointment books of the hairdressers, dentists, or lost business controversially when demanded exceeded the supply, customers invariably have to wait for the services. Here, impression management methods may be used to reduce the customer irritations with a queuing and waiting. In Disney theme park, for example, where the visitors can spend half the day waiting in the line, there are many devices for reducing the irritations. The queuing area are designed so that the people are nearly always moving, which is better than standing for some time in the same place. Monitors at a regular intervals shows the films, videos which are related to the Disney or the particular attraction, shines showing likely, waiting times are prominently displayed, and with the routinity overestimate the time so that the visitors feel good that they have queued for less time than expected. And there is a clear first in the first out system to reduce the anxiety. Finally, in the discussing management implications and the action associated with the four characteristics of the services, it is easy to overlook how complex the management of a services provision may be. Often, there is a range of an influence of an decision making in the services, making it difficult for the business to focus on an service delivery issues. Consider the train travel services. There are many stakeholders, the shadow, strategic rail authority, the individual rail operations, the rail track who manage the infrastructures, and the group representing the rail passengers, each of whom have their own views as to what the service for the passengers should be and what the pricing structures should be. Importance of the services. In many advanced economic, consumers spend more on the services than on intangible goods. Depending on the definitions, service industries accounts for around 75% of the gross domestic products and the labor force in the USA, Western Europe, Australia and Japan. In the Hong Kong, the figure is nearer to 85%. Here are some statistics that represents a perspective on just how important the services are. One of the biggest employee in the UK, the post offices, employs over 2 lakh people. The tourist industry in the UK employs 1.75 million people, more than the agriculture, coal mining, steel, car manufacture, aircraft, food production, and the textile together. The takeaway sandwich industry contributes more to the UK net gross domestic product than the farming. On a global level, Price Waterhouse Cooper employs 30,000 consultants who brings in almost 3.7 billion euros in a fee income. There have been a substantial growth in the services in the last 2 decades. Healthcare services, business services, personal services, legal services, amusement and recreation services, accounting, engineering and architectural services, automotive services, and hospitality services have grown at approximately double the rate of other industries since the mid 1980s. Some of the reasons for the growth in many countries are deregularization. The major service industries such as the financial services and the transport services has been deregulated, resulting in an increase in the number and the type of services provided in these sectors. Increased affluence. In general, people with more disposable income consider the purchasing services previously undertaken in the home, such as ironing, cooking, cleaning, children parties. This has resulted in the increase in the service businesses offering dry cleaning, take-away meals, domestic cleaning, and the generation of a novel way to provide the birthday parties experiences out of the home. Increased the free time. People fill their time with the leisures, purist, travel, surfing the net, and so on. David Lloyd Leisure, for example, opened up 32 clubs across the UK between 1995 to 2000, claiming that the unique club environment has been specifically designed to offer a wide range of sporting and social activities to ensure that members enjoy their most valuable leisure time. Changing demographics. The increase in both the numbers of working women and the number of people aged over 55 years in the UK has resulted in the increase of an specific services which recognize the changes. For example, nanny, baby minding services, and preschool nurseries, off-peak holiday packages, and the social activities such as bingo. Information and digital technology in the home. Service companies have set up or have attended a presence on the internet in recognition of a potential for online service purchases made at home. Retailers in the particular are keen to seek in opportunities of a shopping from home. For example, In April 2000, Tesco, the UK grocery retailer, planned to treble the number of stores from which it runs its internet shopping. Tesco Direct to cover 90% of the population. It announced that it had set up a Tesco.com as a separately wholly owned company in which it will invest 35 million euros in the year. The service economy can be seen to be very important, but even so, the Pime and the Glimmo sees it being replaced by an experience economy. They say that the consumer of 21st century are looking to purchase the experiences and that the business should be geared up to selling the experiences. Their argument is that over time, economics have moved from primarily trading commodities to primary selling manufacturing goods to the primary selling services to a position where the business selling experiences will be profitable one. They use the commodity, the coffee bean, to illustrate their points. People who harvest and sell the coffee bean on the future markets receives the equivalent of 2 cents a cup. Once the bean are ground and packed by the manufacturers, the customers pay the equivalent of 5 to 25% of a cafe and served to the customers. The cost per the cup moves up to, says, a 50 cent per cup. If the coffee is served in 5-star restaurant or an illegal location, the price per cup may be $5 or even much as $15 in. For example, one of a cafe in St. Mark's Square in Venice, they urge that the customers will gladly pay the $15 because an hour-long stay in an open-air cafe in Venice represents an experience well worthy than the extra money. Whether you can accept these arguments or not, more and more retail and service businesses are claiming that they provide an experiences for the consumers. Belinda Earl, on being appointed as the chief executive of an Debenhams and UK department store chain, claimed that she wanted to boost an interactive services with the customers by creating the different experiences for the customers in the store, such as offering makeovers. As a result of creating the experiments, she expects to pursue the women to purchase 6 times more products, stays with us longer and spends more. In the USA, the Mills Corporation stays with us longer and spend more. In the USA, the Mills Corporation, which developed the shopping malls, claim on its websites that their typical mall draws the consumers who are not only ready to shop but are also ready to have an experience. By offering the best in the retail, coupled with the hottest entertainment and the recreational venues, we constantly capture the imaginations of our shoppers from all over the world. We will return to this theme in the chapter upcoming. The evolution of an sub-disciplines of a service marketing. In an article entitled Tracking the Evolution of a Service Marketing Literature, written in 1993, First Brown and the Brittner identified 3 distinct stages in the evolution of a service marketing that are reflected in the literature. First, the crawling out stage, which took place prior in 1980. Second, the serving about the stage between 1980s and 1986. Third, the walking ahead stage from 1986 to 1993 and beyond. Each of a stage will be explained so that you can evaluate the search work and practice in a service marketing in the context of its evolutionary stage. We also provide 2 alternatives for a possible stage 4 in the evolution based on the service marketing literature of 1993 to 2000. Crawling out. In the crawling out stages, discussing center around the need for a separate body of an literature to the ideal with a specific problem of a service sector. Paper considers whether there was anything significantly different about operating a service businesses that would necessitate a distinct body or marketing theory. To address the issues, writers clearly had to take into a consideration the full range of an marketing theories that excited and reflects on their usefulness in a service context. Specific area of marketing the theory were examined and found to be insufficient or inappropriate when it came to handling the service sector's problem and concerns. Donnelly, for example, highlighted the differences between the marketing channel used for services and those used for the physical goods and implication for their marketing strategy. Criticism were aimed at the existing disciplines of marketing with its product orientation. Can corporate banking services really be marketed according to the same basic blueprints that made Tide a success? Asked according to the same basic blueprints that made a Tide a success? Asked Stock Shakes in her proactive articles in 1977. She criticizes the traditional market of being myophic is having failed to create a relevant paradigm for the service sectors. In response to this criticism, marketing traditionalists argued that the service organization did not need a separate body of theory and that existing marketing theories could and should be applied to the service organization. They argued that services could not be defined tightly enough to deserve the special treatments and in many instances were so closely linked to the physical product that they needed to be considered as a part of the offer when developing the marketing strategy. For example, after sales services guarantee supplied with a motor car could be valued as highly as the interior designer features of a car itself. Scurrying about. In the scurrying about stage between the 1980 and 1985, the quantity of an academic literature produced about the services marketing increased considerably. Efforts were made to classify the services more clearly, and attention focused heavily on the crucial issues of managing quality in service operations. Hazel, Burney, Berry, and Parmesan developed their pioneering gaps model of service qualities, with highlighted the importance of effort made to access the quality in the services. Other topics emerged as a being particularly important to the management of a service organization, including a better understanding of a concept of the service encounters, that it is, the interpersonal aspects of the services, the relationship marketing, and the internal marketing. For the first time, textbooks on the services marketing begins to produce, establishing it more firmly as legislative fields of academic study. Boom and Bittner developed their expanded marketing mix for servicing that took into an account that distinctive characteristics of the services: intouchability, inseparability, heterogeneity, and perishability. The marketing mixes the term traditionally used to describe a specific set of tools available to the managers to help them shape the offer they present to the consumers. McCarthy presented one of the most commonly used mixes in 1960s, the 4 Ps, highlighting product, price, promotion, and the place decision as being the most critical areas for consideration. Booms and Bittner added the 3 more Ps to its original mix to make it more appropriate to the services: people, process, and the physical evidence. This became the service marketing mix as product, price, promotion, place, people, process, physical evidence. The relevance and the importance of a people, process, and the physical evidence is re-emphasized every time the consumers are asked to relate the critical incidents of the services, memorably the good incidents or memorably the bad incidents, in their own words. We will provide some example of an critical incidences related by the mature student. They are typical of all the stories provided by the students group. For consumer, good or bad experiences with the people, process, and the physical evidences often dominate their evaluation of the experiences. Critical services incidents described by the customers. Memorably, the good incidents. Last year, we booked a discount holiday, all in inclusive a trip to Kenya. 10 days before we are due to go via the teletext, I booked over the telephone and within 24 hours I had a ticket, luggage, label, books of Kenya and safaris, complimentary passes to the local places, a travel bag, and all the information we could possibly have wanted. The travel company phoned for 4 days before we went to check everything was okay. The holiday services was absolutely excellent. The travel companies sent us a questionnaire when we returned and a welcome home pack. We have raved about it ever since. On arriving at the restaurant, we were offered a seat at the bar to wait for a table. Within 10 minutes, we were shown to one by an excellently good waitress who went through the menu with us before getting more drinks and taking orders. Both the starter and the main course arrived within 5 minutes, and we were of an superb quality. Drinks and taking orders. Both the main starters and the main course arrived within 5 minutes. The waitress regularly checked that we were okay of fetching the drinks, etc., as and when required. The overall experience was an pleasurable one, from entering the restaurant to taking the mints on the way out. Memory bad incidents. Prior to going on an holiday, I had my purse stolen with all the usual card inside. I went to the bank branch with my checkbook, which had not been stolen, and or through they that they would allow me to draw out some money from my account. In order to save myself from the embarrassment, I first checked at the enquiry desk whether it is would be okay to draw the money from my account with only my checkbook. The gentleman said that it would be okay. I then queued to speak to the cashier. I explained my situation and told her what the man at the inquiries he had said. She asked me for the postal identification and I explained that it has been stolen. She said, "Sorry, no money can be drawn from your account." Without further proof of identity, I suggested that she phone a helpline as we do in the retail shop under such circumstances to check the information such as the mother's maiden name. She said the helpline wasn't available as it was Saturday. By this time I was very annoyed. It seems an ludicrous that the bank has no such facilities. She said that she could not help me and then I would have to wait until Monday. I took my car to XYZ on Saturday as the exhaust was blowing. They said they would check on of a computer if the part was in the stock, but they couldn't replace it for an hour. They confirmed that the part was in the stock, so I left the part was in the stock, but they couldn't replace within an hour. They confirmed the car with them. I returned in 90 minutes and the car was still outside, not repaired. I asked when it would be ready, and they said, "Oh, about another hour." Mate, I returned after an hour. The car has been moved, so my hopes were raised. However, on asking, it became apparent that the part wasn't in the stock, and my original exhaust was then moving and cut into two. I asked what they were going to do, and they said that they were expecting a delivery on Tuesday morning. Would be that okay? I explained that I worked Sunday and morning and needed my car. They said they would try and get a part locally and promised to ring me at 5:30 p.m. with an outcome. No phone call. Walking erect. In the walking erect stage, first, Fisk, Brown and Bittner note that there has been almost no discussion of whether services are different from the goods, but rather the literature have focused on specific marketing problems of service organizations. The issues that they identify are covered in the chapters that make up the remainder of this book. They include the consideration of the service encounters, service design, provides services, quality and customer satisfaction, internal marketing, and the relationship marketing. In keeping with the development of an academic material in the field, the theoretical chapters adopt a multidisciplinary perspectives, drawing on a material from the customer behavior, a human resource management, and more obviously from the traditional marketing. The Fisk, Brown, and Brittner articles was published in 1993. What may be the consequences of walking erect stage at the start of 21st century? We discuss the two possible scenarios, the development of in their subject disciples over the history suggested the following subtitles: erecting fences. Now that the sub-disciples of the services marketing is well established, there could be a moving by extensive the services marketing academic and the practitioners to provide its status by placing more rigid boundaries around it. This would involve an agreement of what it is allowed to be called as service marketing in the term of content and methodology and what it is not. There would be in marketing in the term of end content, be a club mentality, and you can also only be served the marketer if you abide by the rules and stick within the boundaries. The erection of offenses around the sub-discipline clearly signifies the rules and membership crescentites. If walking erects involves erecting fences, then there is a security of knocking that idea can be shared and communicating then and ambitious between the people working with the agreed ruler. The downsides of an erecting fences, however, include a slowdown in the group of a new idea and the perspectives, a narrow cultural focus largely on the Western world, and in loosening of an link between the theory and the practices which was so important in the stage 1, 2 and 3. Exploring. The confident in having a well-established services marketing sub-disciple could result, however, in the academic and the particular community being even more ready to go exploring. They may look outside the exciting perimeters for new ideas, often based on studies of services in the participle engaged in the future interdisciplinary researchers and adopt a mixture of research methodologies. In walking erect involve exploring, it should ensure new perspectives and continued dynamism. It could, however, lead to the fields being less well defined and therefore more difficult to teach and learn. Two scenarios represent the extremes and the consequences of walking erect may be well be a mix of them. It is worth noting that in the traveling out and skirting about stages, much of a development of a services marketing theory was based on the service organization engaging with the customer on a face-to-face basis. People delivering the services to the people. In the walking erect stages, something attention have been given to the technology-based services. Machines providing the services to the people. They are the pediatrist of a future where the private embedded devices will allow the things to provide services to the things. For example, electrical items such as fridge will be able to purchase their own electricity and insurance and share the data on their own owners' activities. Car will revenue their road taxes and so on. Maybe services marketing will need to be crawled out. Again, to cope up with an inanimative customers. Classified services. Starting in the early 1980s, there have been a number of very useful suggestions for classifying services. The two main reasons for the service classification are to provide a checklist of services dimension possessed by a particular services provider. For example, does your services have a people focus on or equipmented focus? It is carried out in the customer's home or in the provider premises. By using an appropriate checklist, a service organization can identify other services which operates in a similar way, and compare the marketing activities to provide a basic for then determining strategic roles in the marketing and management of their services. Service classification schemes enable current and further market positioning to be identified and justified. Five classification methods which have been proposed in the literature or briefly described. They are classified based on service operation dimension, level of tangibility, customer employee present during the services, level of customization empowerment, service delivery, and processing focus. Classification based on the services operation dimension. Silverstone provide a summary of a six service dimension against which any particular services should be reviewed. The list emitted from the services operation management literature. Does the services have a people focus? Example, an accountant, or an equipment focus? Example, an automatic teller machine. Second, what is the length of a customer contact time in a typical service encounter? Third, what is the extension of and customization of a services, that is, it is trailed to the specific need of an individual client. Fourth, to what extent are the customer's contact personnel empowered to the excessive judgment in meeting the customer's need? Fifth, in the course of value added, mainly the front office, example the hairdresser, or the back office, example in a bank. Sixth, does the services have a product focus, example the car mechanic, or a process focus, example higher education courses. By comparing the six dimensions above with the ranking of services according to the volume of a customers, that is, the number of a customer per day proceeded by a typical unit. They classify the services in the three broad categories: professional, service shop, and mass services. Class of services, volume customers, and the characteristics. First, the professionals, that is example accountants. The volume is low, but the characteristics is people focus, high contact time, high customization, high level of empowerment, front office value added, process focus. Second, the service shop, example bank and hotel. Volume customers medium. Characteristics people and inequivalent focus. Medium contact time, medium customization, medium level of empowerment, front and back office value added, process and product focus. Third, mass services, example transport. Low volume of a customer is high. Characteristics, equipment focus, low contact time, low customization, low level of an empowerment, back office value added, product focus. The authors argue that the service strategies, control and performances measurements will differ significantly between the three classes of a service progresses. As such, the classification is of a value. However, as if the other classification systems, there are a service which do not fit well into any of the classes. For example, the spectre spot occasions which, by the virtue of a volume of a customer, should be the mass services. Share only one, that is low customization. Of the six typical characteristics of an mass services shown in the below. Classified based on equal of an tangibility. Shostak has used the level of an tangibility as a way of classifying the services on a good service spectrum. From the customer's preservatives, the more tangible a product, that is good, the easier is to evaluate in terms of quality, stability, and so on. Whereas for the more intelligible product, that the opposite is true. Allocates the products, both good and the services, on a product tangibilities sales. For those products that are predominantly services, the provider may need to be given more attention to the customer's concern about the product. Classification based on the customer's employee presence during the services. Bittner list researching the importance of a physical surrounding, the so-called as service scape. On the customer and the employee involved with the service provisions has classified the service organization as self-service, that is, the customer only. Example, ATM, golf course. Second, the internal services, both the customer and the employees. Example, school, dry cleaners. Third, the remote services, that is, employees only. Example, the insurance company. Clearly, in the context of an designing servicescapes, marketing management need to be clear to which of the three classes the organization is fits best. Should the emphasis be on a front office or a back office design? In addition to a consideration of an physical surroundings, the simple three-way classification can be aided the focus of a management activity on either operation efficiency or marketing effectiveness. Classification based on a customization empowerment. The most comparative treatments of a classification of a services is containing in the pioneering article by the Lovelock. He suggested the 5 different two-dimensional classification of the services. As illustrations, one of them is reproduced here. As it is combined, the dimension of the identification by the Silvestro et al. Above, the interested readers should refer to the Lovelock article for the four-meaning classification. Comparison of the extension of and customization of services with the extent the empowerment of the customer contact personals can be seen in the table. Such the table may provide you an insight into and positioning and hence the operation of a service organization. Service classified according to the customization of an service and empowerment of an employment. Empowerment of an employees, that is low. Level of a customers of a service, high and low. In low, food retailers, superstores. In high, the telephone banking. Empowerment of employees if high. The low would be national health dental care. High, the accountant. For example, a restaurant chain may wish to the distance itself from a fast food image by offering a higher level of the customization or vice versa. Classified based on a service delivery and progressing focus. This classification uses a similar breakdown of a service delivery system as the Silvestro et al. But uses the label shop jobs, job shop, assembly lines and the batch processings instead of in professional service shops and a mass service respectively. The other dimension of a services is the processing focus, that it is whether service focuses on the body, the mind, the tangible or the intangible assets of our customers. Some example of a services with the different service delivery progressing focus combination. Processing focus, body, mind, tangling assessed and intangible assessed. For the processing focus for the body, the job shops one-to-one sequential is the doctor's appointment. Assembly line one-to-one is immunization clinic. Provide some example of a services with the different service delivery processing focus combinations. Processing focus body. Job shop one-on-one sequential is doctor's appointment. Assembly line one-to-one is immunization clinic. Batch processing one-to-many is acrobic class. Processing focus mind. Job shop one-to-one sequential is counseling. Assembly line one-to-one is video game in an arcade. Batch processing one-to-many is classroom lecture. Processing focus tangible assessed. Job shop one-to-one sequential survivor. Assembly line one-to-one car wash. Batch processing one-to-many retailer self-service. Processing focus intangible assessed. Job shop one-on-to-one sequential is financial advice. Assembly line one-to-one is bank tellers. Batch processing one-to-many is financial seminars. Any process of and classifying services can help in determining the differences and the similarities between the services offered in a range of and context, and therefore provides a basic for the sharing of a successful practices. Additional services classification can clarify and appropriate managerial issues. Two illustrations are given below. First, using the classification based on the services operation dimensions to identify the common services marketing problems. Callums et al. Using the information collected from 145 marketing managers, identified a common problem facing the professional services, service shops, and a mass services as follows. Professional services have a problem with the displaying and the communicating their services, calculating cost accurately, setting the prices, promoting their services, and controlling the service qualities. Service shops have a problem with the customers being involved in the production of the services, level of an customization, and the level of an discretion to be given to the employees. Mass services have a problem with the customers feeling no tangible ownership of the services, sense of a crowding, and the loss of control. Having identified the common problems, business in the three classes can be concentrated on devising the method to address them. Second, using the classification based on a delivery system and processing the focus to assess the values of an programmed employee behaviors such as friendliness. Parker et al. Argues that the development of a programmed behavior of friend lines in an employees may be more appropriate and effective in some classes of services than the others. They suggest that the opportunities for the employees to exhibit the friend lines may vary. By the mode of service delivery in a job shop, services for example, doctor's surgery, the opportunity for the employee to show the friendliness is normally limited to when the core services is being delivered, whereas the customer may interact with our other customers during the waiting times. In assembly lines services, for example, a car wash businesses, there are opportunity for the employees to offer the program personalization and the good cheer. In batch processing, for example, and acrobic classes, employee friendliness can be directed towards creating a sense of an shared purpose among the customers. By the nature of what is being processed, of an encounters involving the people and positions, the processing employee friendliness may be led to the loyalty and positively customer responses. Care needs to be taken over the levels of a friendship or the friend lines shown by or expected of a services employee where the intangible assist of a mental stimuli or the processing focuses. The question, where are you going for a holiday, may be accepted friendly and showing the personal interest if asked by the hairdressers or the vet, but maybe convey the different meaning if asked by the divorce lawyer or the therapist. The classification of a services of a delivery system and processing focus allows the service business to determine the appropriateness and hence the economic of and training staff to behave in a certain scripted way. Service orientation of an organization. The example of an critical service incidents, that is to demonstrate that from the customer's perspective, some service organizations are more able to deliver the outstanding service quality than the others. Those that deliver the outstanding services quality embrace the practices and produces the demonstrative service orientations. But what are the practices and the procedures that contribute to service the orientation? Light et al. Developed a diagnostic tool labeled Server, which produces a measure of an service orientation that the companies can use to devise the benchmarks and explore the variations. It was tested originally in the building supplies and the banking services and is being further tested for its generosity and the cultural bias. But nevertheless, the dimension, that is the scale item of a server, are helpful in their own rights as a checklist for the service companies. This 10 dimension of a services are: first, customer treatment; second, employee empowerment; third, service technology; fourth, service failure prevention; fifth, service failure recovery; sixth, service standard communication; seventh, service vision; eighth, service leadership; ninth, service reward; 10th, service training. Each dimension is briefly discussed. Customer treatment. This dimension is concentrated with how well the organization is set up to treat the customers in the service counters, when which form the basic of an customer's evaluating of a service quality. Managers and the employees give the levels of an agreement with the state, such as employees go to the extra miles for the customers, and we are noticeably more friendly and courteous than our competitors. Employee empowerment. This dimension is concerned with the responsibility and the authority that employees are given in order to meet the customers in a quick and an effective way. Managers and the employees give the level of an agreement with a statement such as employee often make important decisions without seeking the management's approval. Service technology. This dimension is concerned with the utilization of a modern technology in creating a system for the excellent service delivery. Managers and the employees give their level of an agreement with the statement such as we enhance our service capabilities through the use of an state of art technology, and the technology is used to build and develop the higher level of service qualities. Service failure prevention. This dimension is concerned with the capability of an organization to proactively prevent the service failures. Managers and the employees give their levels of an agreement with a statement such as we go out of our way to prevent the customer's problem, and we actively listen to our customers. Service failure recovery. This dimension is concerned with the capability of an organization to respond effectively to service the failures or the customer complaints. Managers and the employees give the level of an agreement with the statements such as we provide the follow-up services calls to confirm that our services are being provided properly, and we have an excellent customers compliant handling system of service follow-up. Service standard communication. This dimension is concerned with the extent to which the service standard or the benchmarks are understood by all the employees. Managers and the employees give their level of agreement with a statement such as every employee understands all the service standards that have been instituted by all the department, and we use our internal standard to pinpoint the failures before we receive the customer complaints. Service vision. This dimension is concerned with the clarity of an pronouncement of an organization service goals and objectives. Manager and the employees give their levels of an agreement with the statement such as there is a true commitment to the services, not just the lip service, and it is believed that the organization exists to serve the needs of its customer. Servant leadership. This dimension is concerned with the extent to which the leader of the organization sets service standards by their own behavior and the style of management. Managers and the employees give their level of an agreement with the statements such as management is constantly measuring services quality, and the managers regularly spend the time on the floors with the customer and the frontline employees. Service rewards. This dimension is concerned with the link between the employee services performance and the compensation rewards. Managers and the employees gave their level of an agreement with the statements such as this organization noticeably celebrate the excellent services. Service training. This dimension is concerned with the extent to which the organization strive to improve the employee skills beyond simple but important courtesies. Managers and the employees give the level of an agreement with the statements such as every employee receives the personal skill training, and during the training session we work through the exercises to identify and improve the attitude towards the customer. It is useful for the managers of a service business to address the issue in that of the dimension. In the service instruments is applied subsequently, it will provide a measure of a business services to measure of the business's services orientation according to its response, the 10 dimension of a services orientations. Learning outcomes. Having reading this chapter, you should be able to appreciate that the application of a service marketing ideas can be useful in many businesses. Those that were originally manufacturing the businesses as well as the pure service businesses. Second, understand and appreciate the manager implementations of the four characteristics of the services. Intangibility, inseparability, heterogeneity, and perceivability. Third, have a keen awareness of the development of the services, marketing researchers, and of the values and then relevance of an expanded marketing mix for the services. Fifth, critically evaluate and compare the different services classification system and understand the values for their practitioners. Sixth, appreciate what it is mean by the service orientation and the factors that contribute to their orientations. In this chapter, we have provided a contemporary and an historical constant for the study of a service marketing. Given the scope and the importance of a service in the many economics, few people will question the attempts by the academic and the participants to improve the understanding and the practices of the marketing and the management of the services. Although knowledge and the understanding of a services marketing is increasing, and the technology is changing the services offer in many cases, there are an ideas from the crawling out and the scrubbery about the stages which are still very influent. In particular, the four characteristics of the services: intangibility, heterogeneity, inseparability, and peristability are a fundamentals today as in 1970s and 1980s. Equal the service marketing mixes and especially the people, process, and the physical evidence elements provide a tremendously useful focuses for the important customers services concerned in the 21st century. The various classification of services, some of which are shown above, are used to share, practice, and identify the strategic directions. In the walking erect stages, they are continual efforts by the companies to offer services that satisfy or even delight the customers. These effects depend on the company's service orientation. The service, dimension, and the measures provide a valuable contribution to understanding the service orientations. The uses of and limitations of and metaphors in marketing and the management. Metaphors has been adopted widely by the management academics and the practitioners to achieve a variety of an outcomes, mostly notability to develop a new perspectives on a situation through an evocative imaginary. Clarify the area of uncertainty. Direct employees' behavior in a particular way. Aristotle dictum was the greatest thing by the far is to be the master of the metaphor. In the field of a services marketing, the contribution of factory and the drama metaphors to help the research explicate the service encounters and service deliveries, and the contribution of a marriage metaphor to help the clarify relationship marketing have been highlighted. There is a little doubt, as we shall see, that the metaphor usage has helped academics and the practitioner increases their understanding for the service marketing. However, the concern have ever been expressed about the overseas use of a metaphor in the business and the other contexts, leading to the inappropriate decision making. For example, one of the most frequent used metaphor is in the war metaphors. While this metaphor may provide an evocative language, strategy, tactics, battles, and outflanking, it assumes the business has a particular goal, that is, winning. It does not have as its main goal building and sustaining the relationship, which is a goal more appropriate to the marriage metaphor. It has been urged that the far from us being the master of the metaphor. Powerful metaphor can be master of us. A chilling account of a use of in war metaphor in the sport there is rugby union provides a reminder of a care that needed to be exercised in the metaphor usage. We concentrate here on the factory and the dramas, theatres, metaphors using the services marketing and the management. What are the goals of the factors and drama? Theatre metaphors. What insights about the services and the service customers will be the metaphor yields? Thank you.